Hi everyone, it's hazelha. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to film a Q&A video where I answer some of the questions you guys asked me before. So let's get started. The first question is, how old are you? Well, I was born in 2008, January. What grade are you in right now? I am currently in my third year of Korean high school, which is 12th grade. What is your Korean name? Well, because of some privacy reasons, I don't think I'll reveal my real name for now. How many siblings do you have? Who is the oldest? I have one sister who is 3 years above me, so I'm the youngest in my family. What's your favorite color? Well, my favorite color changes really often, but recently I've been liking the color green. And you might know that because my profile picture is green. Morning bird or night owl? I'm definitely a night owl. I somehow feel more comfortable when it's dark. Why do you always use moon wallpaper? So if I show you my current phone wallpaper, I'll just show you. It's actually set as my school timetable. Well, during the semester, I usually set my timetable as my wallpaper so that I can easily check my next classes at school. The moon wallpaper, the question is probably referring to is this one. There wasn't really a big reason for it. It was during vacation and I didn't really have anything I wanted to set as my wallpaper, so I just left it as the default wallpaper. Next is about what is the Korean education system like? This is one of the questions I got a lot. Yeah, so to answer this question, in Korea, we have 6 years of elementary school, 3 years of middle school, and 3 years of high school. High schools are divided into many types, and also elementary school and middle school are mandatory education, but most students just also continue on to high school. So regarding university admissions, there is an exam held every November called the CSAT, 수능 수학 능력 시험. Students can enter university either through their high school grades and school records from past 3 years of high school or through the CSAT exam. And depending on the university, CSAT scores can still be important. There are many more details as well, but I think it might be a bit difficult for a vlogger like me to explain everything to you. So, on to the next question. Is Korean education actually hard? This was also one of the questions I got a lot. And I think it can definitely be considered difficult, especially because it's a system where you receive grades through competition. So you often end up comparing yourself with the people around you, which can create more stress. And since many students study really hard for exams and also study a lot in their daily lives, the pressure can feel quite intense. Do Korean high school students really sleep only 3 to 4 hours? Well, it really depends on the person, but in my case, on school days, I somehow end up sleeping only around 3 to 4 hours. What is the study environment like? Pressure or not? At school, the student sitting next to you is technically someone you are competing against for exam rankings, so I think the system naturally creates pressure. Of course, we also help each other and study together like classmates, but everyone goes to academies and takes online lectures very seriously, sometimes even a difference of zero point 0.1 in grades can determine whether you get accepted into a university or not. So it can feel quite stressful. If you look around schools or like the neighborhood, there are many academies for many different subjects and a lot of study cafes. So students who want to study hard often end up studying very intensely. TMI, I'm not like the really studying person. Next question is, do your school wear school uniforms? My school and most other schools around my city have school uniforms. However, our school rules have become more relaxed over time, and as you move up in grade, you can see that almost no one actually wears this uniform anymore. I see a lot of first graders wearing their uniform to school, and I think it's because it's their first week. What time does your school start and end? At my school, we have to arrive by 8:20 a.m. and except for Wednesdays when we finish 1 hour earlier, we usually finish school at around 4:30. What subjects do you study? Since becoming a third-year student, I chose calculus, speech and writing, life science 2, earth science 2, economic mathematics, and artificial intelligence mathematics. For the CSAT exam, and I'm probably planning to take calculus and speech and writing. And for the elective subjects, I'm thinking of choosing earth science and social cultural studies. Which subject is the hardest for you? It's not a subject I'm currently studying, but overall, the hardest subject for me was chemistry that I took in the first semester of last year. It was also the subject where I got my worst grades. If I could go back, I would never choose chemistry again. What's your most and least favorite subject? This question is quite similar to the previous one. Honestly, saying that I like a subject doesn't feel quite right, but I think I feel the most comfortable when I study math, since when you solve many problems, you can gradually feel yourself improving. Also, I personally feel that I'm not very good at memorizing things, so that might be another reason. The subject I dislike the most is probably chemistry, which I mentioned earlier, studying alone or with friends. Until middle school, I liked going to study with my friends, but later I realized that it wasn't really for studying. I was mostly just spending time with my friends, so now I prefer studying alone. Tips and tricks for studying efficiently. I'm not sure if I can give a advice that would really help others, but I think it's important to just make up your mind firmly and simply start doing it. What drinks do you choose while studying? I usually drink lattes or Americanos, and on days when I really don't want to fall asleep, I sometimes drink energy drinks. What are your favorite snacks in Korea? There is a snack called 감자, which is a crunchy type of potato snack shaped like fries, and that's my favorite. What do you want to study at university? I'm not sure yet. I don't think I've ever really felt a strong desire to study something specific. And what are your future plans? For now, I just want to get accepted into a university first and then slowly think about things like step by step. If you could study anywhere in the world, where would you go? When I was younger, I lived in the US for a short time, and I'm curious about how it would feel to go back there when I'm older, so I think I would choose somewhere in the US. Dream country. Like I just mentioned, the US, and also I've never been to Europe before, so I like to visit there at least once in my life. How do you want to spend your life after graduation? Whenever I get this question, the first thing that comes to my mind is traveling to many different countries, either to work or for trips. I feel like experiencing different cultures would help broaden my perspective. How long have you been doing YouTube? My first vlog was probably uploaded on August 16th, 2025, so it's been about 6 to 7 months. Is it really hard to handle YouTube and academics? I think it's rather hard. I personally want to and have a goal to upload at least one vlog each week, but sometimes it's difficult because I have other important things to do, and filming isn't really the problem. Editing is what slows everything down. What app do you use for editing? I use Waylo. Who are your favorite YouTubers? I actually watch a lot of YouTube and subscribe a lot of channels, and I gotta let you know, even though I run a vlog channel, I don't really watch study vlogs or those calm vlogs that often. Also, most of the channels I watch are Korean, so what are your hobbies? Since last year, I've become really into watching LCK. Do you like K-pop? Yes, I do. Right now, I don't really have a favorite idol. Do you watch K-dramas? Which one do you recommend? Since becoming a high school student, I don't really watch dramas that much anymore, but I'll show some dramas that I enjoyed in the past. Here, or here, or here. What is your comfort place? I feel like the corner of my bed is my number one comfort place. If someone... Okay, this is the last question. If someone visits Korea, what should they try? So, do you mean try on doing something or try on eating something? So, I wrote the answer by doing something. So, it's going to 롯데월드 and wear a school uniform. Even adults often go there with friends or their partners' families and rent school uniforms. I think it helps you take nicer photos, and there are many pretty uniforms, so if you try it at least once, it might become a really good memory. Thank you for watching my Q&A vlog. I'm not sure how long this video would be. I'm so sorry if there are questions I missed. I'll see you on my next vlog. Bye!